Switchblade suicide in the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Hopping through the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where to go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arises. Streetlight shining, you know my time's arriving. Out when it's dark cause we midnight vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, never think about dying. Pose up in the dark and we hang out with the Batman. Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the Wolfgang. Switchblade shining, night bright winding. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap on my first track. Killing shit cause I've been begging. Suicide on the second, I don't care. Just accept it, knife swipe and get doomed. Switchblade coming soon. Chills on your spine when we holler to the fucking moon. Still shine bright, frost spot. Make it eyes one, shut down. Slice with the right swirl. Blood on my fist, knife test. My wrist, moonshine on the blade. Just cruising through the mist. Middle in the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Hopping through the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where to go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arises. Middle bit of midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Hopping through the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where to go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arises. Middle bit of midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is the Crowded Room Podcast with Alex and Jer. Your favorite thing to listen to on a Thursday night. And tonight we have all sorts of things to talk about. Hope you like the thumbnail Alex put together. I thought it was pretty cool.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Cut that music out.
But in no way are we to be known as a trans hate group here. A lot of trans issues in the news this week, though. That was a big prominent feature.
Yeah, and I guess we'll get to that stuff. But man, like you said, a lot of trans stuff in the news. It's crazy.
Yeah, we got Kid Rock shooting guns. We got fucking
all sorts of
Blair
shit.
White bitching.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That was coming down the pipe. But to start off with, we like to just start off a little softer.
Yeah.
A little nicer. Did you have a good week there, Jer?
Yeah, I had a great week.
Were you feeling tough?
Yeah, I've met some new friends.
You stayed strong?
Yeah, been on this carnivore diet, been feeling really good.
Oh, really? Does it make you shit a lot? Oh, I shouldn't have swore.
I don't notice anything different like that.
Yeah.
No.
Is the past tense of swearing swore?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, or am I just dumb?
Maybe both. I don't know.
A lot of people put extra past tense things like learned it.
Yeah.
Or some, like really dumb stuff. I could be one of them. It's real easy. But were you feeling strong? You were tough this week?
I was feeling real strong and tough.
That's good. That's what I like to hear.
I met some new friends. They call themselves the Alphas.
Right.
And they sent me this video.
Right. Let's introduce our friends to the Alphas here.
You want to challenge my pack? Well, I hate to say this, but I'm not the alpha that you want to challenge. Because my true alpha is right there.
Oh
shit.
So if you want to challenge one of us,
this is the guy you were looking for.
You have to go through all of us.
Dude, they're pretty tough, actually.
That chick used to be a guy, actually.
So true. I'm back.
Yeah, he was gone for a while.
I down because I had to.
No one knows where he went.
I'm back.
Why does he have that accent?
You want to challenge? Let's challenge.
You want to fight me one-on-one? Well, listen up well. He was my trainer. So I suggest you shut up and sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down
before you have to deal with him.
What if we're already
I'm ready.
He's fucking ready.
And we're all ready. You
You can't tell. Yeah, turn that off. You can't tell if it's ironic or not. Hey, that one hits me hard.
In this day and age, it is hard to tell. You don't know if people are just doing it for the likes,
right? Like
that's what gets likes. That's
back
what gets
when we were
likes
in high school. I swear to God that I knew guys unironically that acted like that.
Yeah, but those people had like something wrong.
Exactly right. Yeah. Like they're probably still doing that today.
These people probably have something wrong as well.
That guy hurts my head though. I don't know.
So I went to that guy's TikTok a while back and he's got tons of videos like that. They're super cringe. That's just their thing.
Do you think it's ironic? Or do you think it's actually
it's honestly hard. So well done. It's hard to say.
Okay.
It's hard to say because they have so many videos. It's like they keep doing it. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's hard because I mean, if you do one good video, then even if you're not being ironic, you might be like, "Oh, let's just keep going with this."
It might be ironic though. They upload the same video like 3 times sometimes,
yeah,
and they're just
hard
idiots
to deal with.
Yeah,
I wish I knew more of those people today though. They kind of just hide in the shadows. But I swear to God, there was like 4 or 5 of those in high school, and when I was still going to high school as a 13 blah 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 year old.
Oh yeah, every school has a few of those. This one guy in my class would sit there and fucking feel his muscles all day, man. He'd be like, "Don't fuck with me."
Right, but the conviction to which they got mad afterwards was like, "Holy shit, this guy's serious." We're just trolling, dude. Like, I haven't been serious about anything yet. I'm 13, but you're actually mad. Yeah, that was a weird one to grow up with. Like, especially in Canada, like. White kids being mad was a big thing. That in the States, it's not so much.
No.
Well, at least where I was, it was a lot more race relations than you see here.
Yeah, you're just getting picked on by black kids down there.
Not all the way black kid. What would you say is the percentage of white kids when you went to school? High 90s.
Yeah, definitely in the 90s. Some classes may have been closer to like 99%.
In America, the percentage was more like 30. 40 maybe, but yeah, very much lower than that, right? So the whole like angry for anger's sake kind of goes away. It's a lot more socially dynamic.
In all of from kindergarten to grade 7, I only went to school with one black person.
See, that's the
thing. I remember her from grade 4.
And was she like a ghetto black chick or an African black chick kind of like African. You know what I'm
she wasn't ghetto
in your whole experience in life. How many ghetto ass like urban people, being black, Mexican, white, how many ghetto ass people have you met?
Well, I mean, when G Unit came out,
there you go. They all kind of brought it out
back
in
like grade 8, 9, 10. There was all sorts of little losers like that.
Yeah, the notice that I had, even as a little kid, is that it has nothing really to do with your race. It has a lot to do with your socioeconomic status and how much money your parents make, or if your parents are together even.
I don't know, because like the rich kids could afford all the swag to look that way. That's poor true. Kids still...
And a rich kid could always still try to act like he's one of the group, right? But it was very much more authentic. And you notice like really bad behavior from the poorer kids, like really emotional outbursts kind of that you just do not notice. Even like I knew black and Mexican kids that were raised in rich like together families.
Yeah,
they don't have those emotional swings that a lot of them do. And I'm one of the poor kids that grew up without a dad, right?
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
I noticed that too. Like it's really pertinent to your socioeconomic status more than your race. And it was intense, but yeah, you see a lot of guys like that are just like, it's almost like prison rules. Like, I'm just going to intimidate you into submission.
Shay says it isn't racist because Stachio is the moderator. Otherwise, Alex is being a lot racist.
Yeah, sure.
The amazing racist over here.
But that's what I'm saying. You guys barely have a leg to stand on when you're talking about racism because you fucking spent your whole life around 90% white people.
But there's lots of natives here, so I mean, like, I don't know.
That's one demographic.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Right, but and that's one thing you don't see down there. There aren't many natives because they're also Mexican. They kind of meld together. Right, but there aren't many natives in high school that I went to, at least down in the States.
Fair enough.
It's a lot less prominent. Yeah.
Here, everyone was white, East Indian, or native.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
in East Indian, that's another one. We didn't really see many East Indians when we were kids growing up in the States. Now it's.
I feel like somehow, somewhere, someone out there is just like, they're being so racist right now. How dare they acknowledge our differences?
That's just showing that you got a little bit of worry about that. Who gives a fuck?
I'm not worried. No, I just feel like someone out there is probably.
They're gonna say that no matter what you do, dude. Yeah. Like literally, I could be talking about fucking flavors of ice cream, and they'll be like, "Yeah, he likes that because he's white." Right? And I don't even know if I'm white. My mom was adopted. I could claim anything.
You're the last of the what is it? The Ozark Mountain Men.
Ozark Mountain Men, but that's by adoption.
That's what his mom told us.
Yeah, my grandpa was one of those mountain men. Like his parents,
they're powerful shamans.
His parents were legitimate racists. Like he would tell me stories about his parents growing up.
Now it makes sense.
Like yeah, but hey, I know. Like I said, my mom was adopted, so I'm not actually blood related to these people. But he grew up in Arkansas, and he was, I guess, just one of the few that actually just noticed that, hey, everyone's really racist around here. And he left, and now now he's dead, but he moved to Canada. Right? Like, it's about as far away from Arkansas you can get without getting on a boat.
Damn.
Yeah. But he would tell me stories about how it was, like, and he was old as shit. We'd just be, like, doing firewood or something, and he would tell me stories about how racist Arkansas people were, and like his family and shit. Like you got to imagine his dad was born probably in the 1800s, right? Yeah. He was born in the 20-somethings. So yeah, it's a different story.
Dude,
hey, like
Well, my Baka and Dida, my Croatian grandparents, they're from Croatia, like a long time ago. That's old country, and I remember bringing my black girlfriend over. I can't remember if I brought her over, if I just told them about her. And I just remember my grandma, she wasn't like upset. She's like, well, that's life. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. It was like,
it's so weird to them.
For their standards, they're not racist.
No, exactly.
So they're like, hey, I'm a progressive old person, right?
Yeah.
But,
she tried to give me advice. She's like, you must be tough. Negro is strong man.
Oh God. My grandma would call the Brazilian nuts N-word toes, and like with a straight face, just say it right to you. Like to them, they saw such bad racism that they're not hitting anyone, so they're not racist, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So my grandpa would tell me such weird stories that I was very young. Like I was only not even 20 when he died. So this was a long time ago. He'd tell me stories about shooting planes down in the Korean conflict. He was outside of Korea in the Navy, and a siren would go off on his boat, he said, and he had to run to the AA gun. Just
That's awesome. My grandpa, the same one I was just talking about, he would tell me stories about being in the army, but not only does he seem a little racist, but he also seems a little homophobic.
Right.
I remember he was telling me, because it's always in broken English, right? And he's telling me this story about, my understanding was this guy kept slapping everyone on the ass, and they figured that he was gay.
He's gay for it?
So one night,
he just likes baseball.
Yeah, he said one night, like someone like put a pillow over his head, and like someone held his arms, and everybody had socks with soap in them, and they just beat the crap out of him with them. And he's like, "Yep, really? Never saw him again."
That's what Oz said about
that's
his
crazy,
time in the
dude.
Military too. Yeah, that's crazy. You think that only happened on Full Metal Jacket, but whatever.
Shay says apple didn't fall
far from the rotten tree. Yeah.
Cass, Alex is also Scandinavian, Viking, Finnish, Nordic, Southern American, Italian mobster from New York, according to his mom. Anyways, he's
you
best
ask my mom, she'll tell you a fucking spiel.
And so Shay says Alex is Two-Spirit.
She was adopted, and she did her 23andMe thing.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, literally, it could say 5%, like, oh, he's blah, blah, blah. Like, just a talking point to bring up, right?
You're her talking point.
It's embarrassing as hell, yeah. I wish I had siblings so that...
so it wasn't all on you.
Some of this could get dispersed.
Dude, one night, I was just testing his mom. I was like, hey, I heard Alex isn't the best. She just left it at
she
that.
Wasn't
just
feeling
vague.
it, yeah.
And she's like, fuck you. Just from we were having a nice night. She just turned on me.
It wasn't
started calling me boy
like that, but she did call you boy.
She was calling me child before that, and she switched real quick to boy. And she told me that means disrespective. Boy.
You should feel disrespected right now.
Before that, I was cha.
Very odd. Very odd
Americans.
But yeah, you got to imagine she was raised by those people that I was just talking about.
The Ozark Mountain Men.
The Whitakers.
Exactly, right? That we went over before. But yeah, no. There's a difference between the Appalachian Mountains and the Ozark Mountains.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between Arkansas and West Virginia, yeah.
Yeah. More drugs going through the Ozarks.
Probably, sure.
I saw that show. They got lots of heroin.
Yeah.
Into the mic there, bud. But yeah.
Oh, they can hear me.
There we go. All the heroin.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of Browntown.
Cole Campbell's mom burst through the door. Sure, Shay.
So,
what up, Shay? What up, Cass?
Thank you, Shay.
nobody better than my son. That's awesome.
We enjoy it. But yeah, let's maybe get into this next one. The Vancouver downtown's getting crazy. I remember being there 2007. There wasn't one tent. And I was just a little kid walking through, but I felt
I'm sure there
safe.
was one somewhere.
I felt safe at 17 years old walking down the street of East Hastings through the hobos. I was like asking them, hey, you know where to get pot and shit? And like they were trying to sell me bunk pot. And but there was never like a serious situation where I felt like my life was in danger or a single tent on the side of the road.
Dude, the first time I just drove past East Hastings, I was like, I'd never seen anything like that.
What year was that?
2000 between 2006 and 8, like maybe
Really?
2007. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, these are distant memories, but I don't remember a single.
It's a little
tent.
foggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the city of Vancouver is cracking down on East Hastings. I guess last year they counted 180 something tents. Damn. And they're trying to get rid of all of them. There's been like a whole bunch of tent fires this year. They keep finding dead bodies in these tents.
Do you think they're going to send them up to Prince George?
Yeah, I think they're going to send them absolutely everywhere. Prince George is probably one of the bigger ones they'll send them to. The problem here
Our
is
tent
people
city's
die.
already full.
People die from a cold exposure in the winter, right?
And there's even more fires. Like there's all sorts
because
of fires.
Because they need
with the
fire
tents.
to keep
exactly,
warm.
Yeah. And then someone probably just passes out or whatever, gets knocked over. And
either way, this is despicable to think, like, look at that picture up there. To think that people walking by, like, someone owns that building that they're in front of, right?
Yep.
And
when those people speak out, they just get hated on.
Yeah.
You don't care about
a bigot or something.
Yeah, it's like
right?
They can't change the homeless problem. They just have to deal with it more than anybody else.
You can't
just
even
right
walk
in front of their
into
fucking
those
building.
Establishments, like
anyone in town here that's ever complained about fires like being lit on the side of their building or at the entrance of their building or anything like
Literal
that,
shit.
you post that online and people they shit on that person.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we know Carm personally, the MMA coach here, has to clean up shit once in a while off his doorstep. Human shit, like
and because he's located in one of the worst spots downtown.
Yeah, next to the
And
soup
so
kitchen.
people just do whatever right there, fires, poop.
Right, but it's just still, is that acceptable? Is that the country you want to live in?
No, that exact same spot you're talking about. I remember leaving practice one time, and someone blew out like a hoot of like meth or crack, whatever it was. I saw the pipe. It was something that I definitely didn't want to inhale.
No,
right as I'm going through
it.
It was like a cloud of it, and I just held my breath as I went through.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
But I was like, fuck, I probably got residue all over me now.
Yeah, right.
I'm all methed up.
You're like, the schnozberries
the
taste
next
like
2 minutes you felt
schnozberries.
incredible.
Yeah.
Shay says a jacked up dually would make a decent dent into a few of those encampments before I got any mechanical issues.
Okay.
All right. Well,
But yeah, the bigger issue is they catch fire, they kill people, they find dead bodies in there, and that's how you get the plague.
so how are they going to get they're just going to get rid of all the tents.
Literally,
they're not actually
there's
doing
a video.
anything else.
There's a video. You walk through with a fucking a garbage truck, and you throw every single tent into the back of the garbage truck as they go along. That's what they're doing.
Hey, what if there's something valuable in there?
Gone. Yeah, no, that's what they're doing. What's the other option? Put eviction notices on each tent.
Yeah.
That
I'm
doesn't
sure they
work.
warned everyone down there.
Walk through with a tiger torch, fucking blaze it all out. That doesn't work.
Well, that's what they're using to heat themselves heat the tents in some cases. That's what causes
Right.
the fires.
I think the bigger point is there are designated campgrounds, and this is not it. Please go over there.
Yeah, who camps in the city, dude?
People who need to beg for money on the same corner.
There's like a beach right there.
Right? Like, literally, if they didn't live off begging for money, they could have done exactly this in the middle of the woods, and no one would have ever noticed, and they would have gotten by just fine. Yeah,
drugs all.
Did you guys ever hear about the people that like dressed up as homeless and used to panhandle?
Yeah, and they go and get in their nice car afterwards. Yeah.
There's tons of
Apparently
people
you
like
can
that.
make a lot of money doing
There's
that.
an industry, but now I think it's oversaturated for them.
Yeah. And that's sad because it takes it away from people who potentially really need that money more. But either way, that's not how you get money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like if you get $1 from 1,000 people, that's $1,000. $1,000 a day is huge.
Huge. Yeah. No, definitely. Especially when you're high on crack and all you need is 5 to.
But
get
like
by.
if you're not on crack and you're doing that, like holy shit, like you're gonna rake it in.
Yeah. If you
got the time to just sit there all day,
Yeah.
you got to put the hours in. You got to have a family, so like you could put your kids out there for a while, and like
You got to think for every yes, you'll probably get 1,000 no's. So that's why you do
but
it in
you
a
see
big city.
10,000 people a day.
Yeah. On one block, you could see like probably at least 10,000 probably. Yeah.
And every time you see like the hat or whatever the money's going into, it doesn't look like much because they keep emptying it. So it looks empty, like, oh shit, no one's helping them out. I should.
Right.
It's like they've been there all day. It's like they're making money.
Right. Okay. So they say it's a pertinent fire risk. Basically, they've been trying to get rid of this all since last year, and it's just now came to the point where they have to just walk through and grab tents and throw it into the back of a garbage truck.
Okay.
As they go around, came to this, and
We'll see what happens, I guess.
the alternative is let it go to the point where you lose your city entirely. Right? Like you've seen it in Skid Row. There's whole neighborhoods of LA that have been basically handed over.
Well, every park we have
homeless
downtown in this city is overrun with homeless people, whether it's the brand new one they put across the street
Right.
from the Clover, or it's the Millennium Park that's been there forever, but it's never, ever been what it is now, which is an encampment. It's like, we call it Tent City. That's crazy.
It's really sad. I mean, the idea is that this is a mental health crisis. We just need to help people with mental health, and they'll pull themselves out of the gutter. Sure.
Takes a lot of help.
Yeah. Obviously, if people smarter than us have been working their whole lives to try to solve this problem, we're not going to sit here and give a good solution.
Exactly.
The issue I see is that people are being way too lenient, and guys like my coach have to put up with cleaning human shit off of their fucking establishment's door in the morning, and that is unacceptable. That's not why we pay our taxes,
Yep.
Our check gets taxed, our fucking grocery bill gets taxed, our property gets taxed. And then when it comes to actually policing the situation, nothing happens.
Yep. Speaking of taxes, there's that alcohol tax that just came in. Or is being proposed, isn't it? We just got hit with a bunch of taxes, and
It
now
just
there's
hit April 1st.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it wasn't a joke.
It's 6% increase.
Now set for largest tax increase yet. Damn. Yeah. So
largest tax increase yet. That's the same with the gas got taxed really hard too.
So how much did everything go up?
6%.
6%.
6.4 or something, I think it's.
I saw a clip of Justin Trudeau saying how like they're working so hard to make everything better for Canadians, and it cuts to this guy.
Yeah,
he's like, what the fuck is better right now? Like, name one fucking thing. Like, everything's worse than it's ever been.
Well, I mean, what's he comparing to last year? Because I remember a Canada that didn't have legal pot. Right, I remember a Canada that you had to sit through 4 weeks of waiting for your EI, and now it's 1.
Okay, so there's a couple better things.
There is a couple things that Trudeau did do,
but I think they're just like overshadowed.
Yeah,
like,
overshadowed. But that's just it. Are you going to pick and choose? Like, what's better compared to last year? No, it is better compared to 5-10 years ago for sure. And there are things that are worse and getting worse. Now this
seems like the really important things are getting
Exactly, but we can't sit here and say that the
Liquor
alcohol is the
important.
really important thing. No, that's fucking
No, but it's
stupid.
groceries too. It's not just alcohol.
Yeah, the groceries, the gas, that's really important.
Gas, yeah.
The liquor, that's, and we're already one of the highest taxed countries for liquor in the world.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think we need an extra 6% off of that at all.
Nope.
But to sit here and say I can't live without my liquor is fucking dumb.
You need to be a hard worker to be an alcoholic here.
Basically. And that's just it. As these things grow and grow and grow, the one who pays for it is the average citizen employee that's putting in the 40 plus hours a week and getting, like I said, their check taxed, their fucking grocery bill taxed, their property taxed. Yeah. Every single way, every step of the way you get taxed. Yeah. And then they're like, well, that's not quite enough. We need a little bit more and this is for carbon tax. And that's like something that people aren't even able to fully prove on paper, that we are the ones making this carbon dioxide.
We as Canadians really aren't.
But Chinese and Indians are the ones that are actually doing it. And to what extent it is growing? It is growing because we are putting it out there. But to what extent is that changing what the world would have done with or without us? And that's something that we don't know, because carbon goes up and down naturally in the world as time goes on.
Yeah.
With or without human beings in the Industrial Revolution.
It's just an agreed upon hypothesis by like a certain amount of scientists.
Sure.
But now there's like counter arguments by tons of other scientists as well.
Okay, but here's an argument. The only reason that we are in a position to know this stuff, to have money to study this, is because we went through the Industrial Revolution. Mm-hmm. Are we going to sit in our high horse now that we achieved and say, you're not allowed to do what we did because it messed up the environment? You're not allowed to keep other nations like China and India poor.
I agree with you.
Because it's bad, and you're not going to convince them to do it either. They see a way that you got rich as shit. They're going to copy it, and boo-hoo, they have more people, so they're going to put out more. They have less regulations too. You're never going to convince these people to stay poor for the good of the environment.
Absolutely, especially when everybody else is thriving as far as companies and like.
We just spent the last 200 years getting rich off polluting the environment, and now we get to turn around and say you're not allowed to do this. That's never going to happen.
Buddy at the head of Loblaws just made there's a new story I read today. Yeah, he made like so much more money than he's ever made, and it's all because they use the shortage and whatnot, and all these reasons to increase the price even more. It was like, there was a natural increase in price because of the shortage issues, or supply issues, I should say. But they use that as an opportunity to put it up even more, because some people are just like, oh, yeah, this is just everything going up. It's like, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I think it went up by altogether like 26% or some shit like that.
But still, there's more to come from this. China's not going to fold over and be like, okay, you guys, you're right.
Well, speaking of China and whatnot, like they got that new currency going on. That's just it's just gonna, dominate essentially. Like all these other countries, even Saudi Arabia says they want to settle their oil trades in that currency. Like, and that's what everyone wants to do. So now the United States,
Brazil trade,
Yeah, so now the United States is like, they're kind of fucked. No one wants their money anymore. So now they have to switch to a digital currency. It's going to happen, man. And so the Federal Reserve has announced. Oh, so actually, I'll
finish your sentence.
I'll finish this. The Federal Reserve has announced in July they're going to have a new app like Fed Now or something like that. It's called.
And that's America.
And it's like a cash app sort of thing.
Yeah.
And conveniently, yesterday or the day before, the owner of Cash App was stabbed to death.
Right, and that was a new one. There's rampant violent crime right now in San Francisco, so it's kind of hard to draw a conspiracy line from this when 5 people a day get stabbed in San Francisco. But the other part is when they get caught and brought in for questioning from the police, they usually get left released back into the public. So there's no reason not to do this if you're a career criminal. Like there's no incentive not to do crime.
Yeah, fair enough.
In San Francisco.
In places like that, yeah, absolutely.
Right, like you got options. Do I want to go back to school or do I want to rob people? And both of them end up with the same fucking outcome, right? So,
Yeah. So that's just a
be
scary
rich.
thing. I feel like that's just gonna somewhat open the door or get people comfortable with the whole digital currency thing, because
Right.
that's the idea. They say they're going digital. So
yeah, and that's scary because that ruins the whole cash economy thing, like
Yeah.
gig economy, where you just kind of get paid here and there for doing a job.
So one of my friends yesterday told me they got an email from TD. That's who they bank with. They got an email saying that they're going digital. So like it's happening here with our
So
banks.
what does that mean? That cash is
That's very-
no longer valid?
It sounds like they're phasing it out or like they won't accept it, but I don't know what exactly it means. I don't bank with TD, and my bank hasn't told me anything about what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but I did read something about a month ago. TD changed their policies. They snuck in this crazy policy for like a digital money thing, and so I think even though they only snuck it in like a month ago, they're already starting to like apply it. And
well, we've had digital money for decades.
no, obviously, but it's about transitioning to digital money. There's like a clause now, like they gave themselves the right to switch to digital money. They just put it in there,
Right.
right?
More so, I'm concerned about when they outlaw cash. That's going to be the big turning point of all this, right? You outlaw cash, all of a sudden, there goes small businesses for the most part, right? Like,
Well, not
it
necessarily.
turns it all. Well,
I never pay with cash.
yeah, I get it, but think smaller than you.
yeah.
Think like the corner
For sure.
store, right?
And
like,
I don't want to get rid of cash. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm someone who never uses it. I don't really have to.
right.
Everybody has tools to accept debit
Exactly,
now, even
and
with their phone.
none of us
But
rely on it, but it's nice to have, right? Like, say I want to sell you my tool or my dirt bike. I don't want to have to rely on this digital currency where then there's a paper trail and like, oh, but did you
Exactly.
pay tax on your tool and your
yeah, and
your
so
dirt bike?
I've been making tallow lately because you can't buy it in town, and it's really expensive to order in. And so I've been thinking about selling it, and I don't want that going straight into my bank account.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Well, they've already started phasing it out because they got rid of the penny. So you'll start to see more coins get phased out.
That's more inflation
because-
based.
But I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
they're already doing it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's starting. It's slow phases. So
Yeah,
by the time we're dead, coins probably won't exist anymore.
that's true. The issue with that is it's not so controversial because the penny just became obsolete. Like sums of
Well,
money.
it just costs more money to make them.
And that's true. Not only that, it might cost more than 1 cent to make them, and that's a big problem. But above that, it's just we deal with such high sums of money right now that a penny is kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
Right, and you just don't want to see people walking around with wheelbarrows full of money. That's what it would come
Well,
to.
we'll
eventually.
end up like Venezuela and stuff like that.
Maybe.
Can only hope. Can only hope it goes that good.
Maybe, yeah. Venezuela's hit the dirt already,
Yeah,
but
oh, yeah.
if you actually go there, there's still an economy with American dollars.
Well, it's not their own currency.
No,
anymore.
Well,
you spend paper American dollars.
yes,
That-
but
that's it.
that will probably change with this new currency with Russia and China.
Maybe.
Because even Mexico has said that they don't want to use the American dollar anymore.
Yeah.
So
And
like
there's no
that's a
reason
big
to.
thing.
It's literally just kind of a guise of America's so crazy they could drop a bomb on anyone. So
And-
why don't we use their money?
Well,
Like,
with-
there's no reason to do
With
that.
how much they've inflated it, it's pretty much worthless. And I think the rest of the world knows that they're about to do that digital currency shit. So
Right.
any money that you do have is just going to be useless anyways.
I saw a chart today. When do you think the last time the Canadian dollar was higher than the American?
The last time
It was
I
at
know.
one point.
I remember, it was like 20 years ago.
Kind of 2006. I saw
Yeah.
in this chart that it was 100 and it was $1.06 for every
And Americans, when you went down across the border, they wouldn't accept Canadian money.
because they knew it was going to come back. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Maybe, but yeah. Either way, I didn't really realize that in 2006 as a 16-year-old or something.
I remember it was a big story because it was like, holy shit, our
The
dollar's worth more than
the
theirs for
exchange
once.
rate actually changes there, and now it's
Yeah.
like 70 cents, and it's been there fucking forever. And
Absolutely.
that was just news to me because I went to the bank today, And they had this chart of like the Canadian dollar going up and down. Mm-hmm. It was news, like, yeah. But yeah, that was a big one. There's this stupid one coming up here. Biden Education Department just dropped a new Title IX rule that bars schools that receive federal funding from enforcing policies that ban biological males from playing girls' sports. Basically what that means is you are forced to let biological males compete in female sports.
Forced to keep letting
by law
males dominate female sports, and
that doesn't mean
it's crazy
that
feminists like there's so many feminists that like stand behind that shit, and it's like it only makes things worse for women.
Imagine you spent your whole life working to achieve something in an era where every like prominent person around you was there because of their achievement. Right? Like you grew up thinking, if I work hard and dedicate myself, I'm going to be somebody and be recognized for it. You work for 20 plus years, and a dude who cut his dick off gets the spotlight.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like if we're all competing together, then unfortunately there's going to be like so many males coming in first and in the top whatever that it'll overshadow the females.
And we were raised in a meritocracy.
And yet that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they want.
Basically, it's equality over equity, and it's not what we knew growing up. And so if that's what it should be, I'm not the guy to argue counterpoint on
I think it's pretty obvious that's not what it
how
should be.
life should be. But I mean, we're just two shitheads. Who the fuck knows? But that's not the way that this world was when these ladies that are now 30 were coming up, right? And so all of a sudden they became the best woman in the world at what they do, and it doesn't matter because some dude just decided he's a girl now, and literally high school boys could beat Olympic women at the sport that they do.
Well, there's like a bunch of 15-year-olds on a soccer team that beat like the pro women's team, like the adult team. Like
it's very sad that the bar is being lifted so high for women. Like, and it's mainly in Canada too. I found like the powerlifting world record just got beat.
No, but that already happened in the States, didn't it? Now it's happening in Canada just now.
The Canadian powerlifting record just got beat from a guy identifying as a woman. Thing is, the record that he beat was also a guy identifying.
Oh, man. So, they got to start letting these chicks take testosterone if they're going to compete with these guys.
But that's not fair, dude. Then it's like... Then they're just playing the game that these guys are doing.
And it's a fucked up game at that point.
It's sad.
A really
fucked
up game.
How are you supposed to raise a daughter in this environment and just tell her, like, suck it up? Like...
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man.
Like,
it's just so weird to me. And so now in Canada, we have the new trans laws as well, which are a lot different. They're not about sports. But...
Right, and this isn't a law. This is a proposition.
Oh, it's a proposed bill. Sorry, not a new law.
And it needs to go through scrutiny, and then it'll come out and get actually voted on. Yeah,
that's right. They had that press conference. What was it, yesterday or was that today?
Press conference? That was yesterday. For the Protect 2S LGBTQ.
Oh, I had a little clip of that I wanted to play, Andrew. If you
do we have a clip we should play?
Yeah, here's a little. This is what it sounded like. Oh no, not that one. This one. This is kind of what it sounded like. Turn the volume. Oh, yeah, turn the volume on. There you go.
Queer hate crimes have skyrocketed since recent anti-2S LGBTQIA plus bills have been introduced in the U.S.
So that's kind of what they're talking about.
Okay.
Catch that?
No. Well, yeah, I caught that for sure, but I just don't really understand. You gotta back up a bit and explain what's going on here.
I just pulled that clip out because...
Why does everyone look so concerned like they're reading the fucking war report or something?
Long story short, what these people are talking about is that apparently, recently, there's been a lot more trans hate. There's a lot more anti-trans energy going on.
There's a lot more trans everything.
They said the drag stuff specifically, and then they went as far as to name every fucking city that has had a known protest against drag queens or trans. Now, what they're failing to mention is 99% of all those fucking protests are against them trying to teach kids like that, trying to do drag story time. It's people going into drag story time that's happening at schools and libraries.
Right.
And people dressed like this, like reading stories to your kids and trying to like normalize it to your children.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you just leave the fucking kids alone, no one would bother you.
You don't got to yell into.
No, I had to. Because fuck that shit, man. It's just like, it's so obvious. Like, leave the fucking kids alone.
No matter how loud you talk, the people still hear you as close to the ear. But yeah, leave the kids alone. It's a war. It's a war for your kids' psyches, basically. Which, as I said, we're two shitheads standing here on a microphone. I'm sure that there are wrong things that we were taught growing up that should be changed. But either way, there should not be a strip show in front of elementary school students. That's sexualizing minors.
Dude, have you ever seen one of those like pride parades? There's like people with dildos and shit all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like, and people bring their kids to that. They're sexualizing it.
It's sad.
And what is it other than a sexual preference,
right.
really?
And I'm all for exposing kids to what actually exists and showing them a variety of life that is out there that they are going to one day have to encounter on their own. So it's smart to show them that this is out there. It's not smart to show them that it's okay to swing your dick at 6-year-olds. Like that's where this whole thing gets turned upside down. And I feel like everyone knows that. That's an intrinsic value to human beings, that you protect your child's psyche towards sexual predators. That being said...
towards all sorts of things.
That being said, everyone intrinsically knows that. Some people are playing the semantics to the point where they think they have people on their heels. Like, it doesn't matter how good your argument is about this. You have no grounds to sexualize kids. And one point that I could bring up to prove what I'm saying, you never have to enforce these kind of rules on a good idea. If it was a good idea, people would flock to it. Okay, when the Berlin Wall went down in 1989, people ran to escape East fucking Berlin. Why? Because they had a bad idea. Okay, if you have to put up a wall like these guys are proposing, to where you'll get fined $25,000 if you say something hateful within 100 meters of the X on the ground. That is literally like drawing a line in East Berlin and saying, you're not allowed to go over there, I shoot you. Like, obviously they're not saying you're going to shoot you if you say something hateful, but you get a $25,000 fine, you might as well shoot me. Like...
right?
Okay. That's my point. If you have a good idea, you never have to put these parameters on it. People will flock to your idea because of its genuosity, because of its intrinsic value that it offers the citizenship of Canada.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
And it seems like everything that our current government keeps proposing is like, they have to force it almost. Like, look at even just the electric car thing. Like,
that's what I'm saying. They have to build a fucking wall through the city and say you're not allowed to cross that.
Yeah, it's insane. That just this country seems to be doing that a lot more lately.
Well, history repeats itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you don't want to learn, then you're bound to the outcomes.
So like the fact that they want to control what we see. Like, they don't think we're smart enough to make our own decisions. And they know that we know that they're full of shit, or at least a certain percentage of us don't trust the government at all. So they have to control the content that we see now.
Yeah.
So they got the bill through under the guise of like, oh, we're going to get more Canadian content in front of you.
And they don't want us to see Tuck.
And now they're trying to cuck the Tuck. They're like, we want to ban, we want to stop Canadians from seeing Tucker Carlson. Now listen,
all Fox News.
All
Fox News in general.
They use Tucker Carlson as the mascot for
this,
but
they'll let you watch CNN.
Yeah, exactly. And so, anyways, my point is like, man, like Tucker is like great entertainment. He makes me laugh all the fucking time, and half the time, you know, like I don't even agree with them. I think he's fucking funny, and he brings light to some issues, and like. I don't take it seriously. And if you do take it that seriously, like...
there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And so...
I've heard some Tucker Carlson interviews off of his show. He did a full send. He did an Adam Carolla last week.
Yeah.
And he talks just normally like us. He has the weirdest laugh. Have you heard his laugh?
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I like him. I like listening to him talk, especially when he's talking about something that I agree with. And, but when he's on Fox News, it's so, I think because it's so unprofessional, like he clowns his guests, like the way he talks about things, it's not typical news, right? And I think that's why so many people write it off and say it's a joke and don't take it seriously. I don't blame them because he's not acting serious. Well, I mean,
he doesn't call himself typical. Like he's not like the broadcaster that's like, this just in. Like he's I don't want to say hit piece, but he's a singular piece kind of guy.
Yeah.
Comes to the table with something to talk about.
And we've gotten to a point where all the leftist media ignores these very important issues just to support an agenda. And then stations like Fox News are the only ones that'll pick up some of these stories, no matter how legitimate they may be. And so people don't take them seriously because it's only on Fox News. It's only on Rebel News. It's only on this right-wing outlet. I talked to some people, I read about that, but only on right-wing outlets, so I'm not sure if it's true. It's like, man, like left-wing outlets purposely do not talk about things. Look at Hunter Biden's laptop. The only time they said a damn thing about it is to say that it was fake, and that was a lie.
And a lot of the right-wing articles will do the exact same on the opposite side. You have to kind of read a little bit of both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing. Right-wing articles, left-wing articles, none of them are safe from opinion pieces, hit pieces. It's all to fit an agenda. No. But the fact is sometimes there's real information out there and only one side of it is actually reporting on it. So you still have to filter through their opinions that they're trying to put in your head while you're getting the real information. But that goes for both sides, whether you're watching CNN or Fox.
Exactly. And you're going to get it on both angles. So if we go through, we haven't gotten to this Dylan fucking moment.
I was actually just about to.
That one's a silly one. Let's play
Dylan.
Let's play a couple shits here.
Let's play my bro Dylan.
We have an angry Kid Rock that just is
well, let's show Dylan
absolutely
first.
upset about
we got a little video of Dylan here.
Which one is this?
I don't know. No, not that one.
Not that one. We really dropped this whole thing.
Yeah.
No. Oh, well. We don't know what we're doing here.
It's not that important. Just a little video of old Dill. And
we dropped the ball there, Andrew. Don't worry.
It's all good.
Forget it.
So anyways, if you don't know, he's the most popular trans person in the world. He's a guy that transitioned to a female, they say.
Who's this? So he's a male. I don't even know how the fuck you say that.
And
male transitioning.
And so
transitioning.
Joe Biden just loves this guy. This is like his number one favorite trans guy.
Everyone does. Bud Light.
Oh, there he is. There's a nice picture of him. There's my bro.
Does the whole thing with him. Nike is doing a thing with him. And this is what I was talking about before. You could spend your whole life as a woman becoming the most fucking elite athlete there is. And this guy can come in, cut his dick off, and steal the spotlight. Doesn't matter if you won 3 Olympics in a row. This guy feels good.
Yep.
Right?
This guy is... there. Yeah. I'm sure it was up there before, but I could see it now.
There's lady guy.
That's the same person up there, the before and after.
Either way, that looks like a dude with long hair. Yeah. I don't care what you want to say. That's fucking insane, dude.
So... whatever, it is what it is. What I don't get is like a Bud Light. Like you got to think like who drinks Bud Light? Do you think I don't know when you picture Bud Light's
water?
I know, but when you picture the people who like openly like, oh, I love Bud Light. Like, do you think that like they would give 2 shits about this? Like,
I don't even know who the hell drinks Bud Light to begin with. But yeah, I get it. When I want Bud Light, it's when I'm camping and I plan on drinking 8 beer in a day. That's when I'll drink Bud Light.
Yeah.
Because it's literal water. Coors Light too.
I've never bought it. I've never been my thing.
If you're just on a camping trip and you want to drink all day, it's hard to like get overly drunk off Bud Light.
So yeah, fair enough. And so I guess this has rustled a few feathers, and Kid Rock isn't too happy.
Let's try it, yeah.
So we'll play this here.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
God damn, he looks old.
This is the
He's 50.
Right?
If you look, there's firepower coming from the right side there.
Yeah.
So. I'm sure he was shooting real bullets.
Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
And so all I've seen on my Facebook is all these people, oh, Kid Rock's crying about this. And
yeah.
It's like, he just shot up some cans. And everyone's like, I don't know.
He shot up some cans that he went out to the store and bought himself, too. Like,
no, he sent someone out
he's
to get
outraged about.
Either
right?
way, he got some fucking money together
this.
And he gave it to Bud Light to shoot up.
So this is... I don't even look.
So
it's on all the screens. I can't get away from it.
I know. So this lady, man, whatever, has been complaining because nobody will kiss her since she transitioned. She hasn't like hooked up or anything, and it's like, well, dude, you're only halfway there. Like,
well, she's in luck. We got Andrew here.
Andrew, come on down.
Woo!
Right?
Dude, how many do you think if me and her went beer for beer, who do you think would win?
I know you guys would kiss if you did that.
Yeah.
How many beers does it take to get inside Dylan?
I think that competition would go on long after we left the fucking room. Yeah.
I think old Dilly would pass out.
So sign up to our OnlyFans for that. We got Andrew.
For that one,
and,
we'll show you Andrew Dillon. But anyways, this lady, man, whatever, is seriously complaining that no one will kiss her.
It's gotta be tough.
That's because you're a dude with a wig on. You need to actually go through the hormone therapy, go through the actual plastic surgery. Pull up, go on your Discord, pull up that picture of Blair White. This is an actual tranny that could fool me. Okay, I would not do a Bud Light drinking competition with this lady. Because motherfucker, I might lose for one, but for two, she's somewhat. I don't want to say it, but she looks somewhat like a lady.
You said it. No, say it, but she's attrition.
That one could trick me. Is what I'd say.
The thing is, nowadays, there's so many traps out there. Anytime I see a picture, I'm like, no, I need a closer look before I say that's hot.
Yeah. That one passes the sniff test, if you ask me. But
well, I think if you got close enough,
right?
Sniff.
But side-to-side comparison of Blair White and Dylan Mulvaney shows that Dylan is not really committed to the full hormone therapy and the full array of plastic surgery it takes.
Oh man, we need more commitment out of you, Dylan.
Yeah, and not only that, like, why not make Blair White the fucking spokesman for Bud Light
She's
here?
old,
What are we doing?
Old news.
We've got legitimate, like actual. No, I'm not talking about Blair, but legitimate women that have achieved stuff in life.
Blair White showed up too early.
Yeah,
the world wasn't ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan showed up at the perfect time.
It's literally that this Blair White does it too well, and she's conservative at the same time.
Yeah.
Does it too well to the point where nobody questions it.
I think you just said it.
And she's conservative.
That'll
it's
do
this
it.
Blair.
It's
the Dylan Mulvaney where it's uncanny valley where people are like, "No, you're not," and then so everyone's like, "How could you say that?" Whereas people look at this Blair White, they're like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
Yeah.
That's a bit of the juxtaposition of what we're dealing with here, but
yeah,
who the fuck cares? No one's listening to us anyways.
Well, this story would have gone better with the last episode, but the UFC and WWE just did a merger.
Oh,
Figured
right,
we'd figure that or fit that in real quick.
I forgot
Oh
about
my
that.
god, you guys are at the arena right now.
We're at the arena. Holy
Nice,
shit!
thank you.
Oh, I got
I like how it delays.
the octagon. What is it? The octagon.
What? Couple more O's. That's good potting.
Yeah, that's my Justin Trudeau impression.
Okay, yeah. Either way, live from the UFC Octagon Arena, we've came in. What are you talking about here? We got
the merger. You guys are talking about the merger.
We're talking about
the merger. Yeah, who gives a shit about that thing?
Yeah, I think it's kind of stupid.
So
obviously
UFC,
they think it'll work.
UFC sold a couple years ago for $4 billion. Everyone was like, "You're way overpaying. Now it's valued at $12 billion.
Wasn't it? Oh,
No,
was it 12?
no.
That was 21.
UFC WWE put together makes $21 billion.
Oh yeah.
But UFC alone, because the WWE's 9, it makes 12.
Wow, that's crazy. Tripled.
It tripled.
Wow.
And most people said that Ari Emanuel guy was an idiot because he paid $4 billion for it, and it was valued at like blah 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 100 million. They knew something we didn't, and that's why they fucking don't go to work in the morning, and we do.
Do you have any memes for us today?
Memes? Oh, yeah. You want to
do you have anything
stash?
for meme stash? Before we get to it, though, let me just rant off a couple things we missed that we really don't need to go over.
Not at all.
Obviously, Donald Trump pled not guilty to the 34 felonies. That happened since
we'll
the last
see what
podcast.
happens. That's not worth reporting right now, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm just going
Eventually
through.
more will come out of that story.
What do you guys think about the main event tomorrow night?
Oh, I forgot
about
that.
On Saturday. Sorry, not tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope Pereira wins again.
So Adesanya is a favorite. Coming into the fourth bout when he's lost the previous three, he is a favorite. Yeah. And I understand why he kind of runs away with the fight and then gets fucking smoked.
Lizzie, the last gender bender Adesanya, running around acting like a Bud Light.
Yeah, Izzo.
Thin Lizzie?
Yeah.
He showed up to the press conference with a leash on, and it was the same leash from, remember that movie Unleashed with Jet Li? He takes the leash off and he just whoops everyone's ass.
He's got that leash on. I thought that's what that was from. That's so cheesy.
No, but that's just it. They're like, why do you have that on? He's like, because I'm a dog and I'm unleashed. And it's like,
no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
bud.
that was
someone
like
had to actually ask.
or something. Like,
man. I used to love that movie. I tried to watch it again earlier this year. It was terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was cool back in the mid-2000s, dude. Yeah.
Who do you guys think's going to win?
Hopefully Pereira again.
Pereira.
I used to be a big Izzy fan just over the last year or so.
Yeah. Who knows? If I knew, I would bet the fucking house on it. But if Izzy loses after talking so much shit, it's gonna sound hilarious, dude.
Next podcast, if Izzy wins, you guys got to do. Oh, I guess Jared can't, but you got to do
Truffle
beer
shuffle?
slam.
Yeah. We'll slam a beer. Then you're going to see me burp and piss for the next 20 minutes.
We'll do it towards the end of the show.
Pod, yeah.
All right, do you guys got any memes?
Yeah, I think we both probably sent a couple things in. Play that one. Look at this.
Just 8 times. And at the end, when it resets
Tarantino?
back to his actual
They
face,
perfect his face.
I lose it.
He's so ugly.
I lose my fucking mind. Okay, just wait for it. Okay.
This actually interests me. I always sit there and think, man, he's ugly. Yeah, and go back.
8 times. And at the end, when it resets back to his actual face.
Too good. We don't have to actually watch it 8 times.
That one was too much.
This one was pretty good too. This fucking old man, he's so mad that this fucking truck is working on his street, and I guess he must think that he's entitled to some peace and quiet. It's not on his lawn.
You're going to court, old man.
Yeah. So smashes the other side out.
Grandpa, get out of here!
Yeah. This is where it gets real good.
Oh no, he's gonna hit something.
They're pouring concrete back here.
Oh wow.
So I don't think he realizes that's wet there. Watch this. He just starts walking.
Uh-oh.
And he just he's like, oh fuck. Oh, you made a little mistake, didn't you, Grandpa?
Yeah.
Old Grandpa Karen.
Poor guy's probably got dementia.
At it again. Oh, look at this. No, the poor bastard. Look, he's like, all right. Oh,
and
I'm
I
stuck.
lost my shoe. Lost my shoe.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
So Grandpa's part of the road now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's what you get.
Talk about signing the concrete.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's literally fuck around and find out. At that, I think we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're going to drop her there. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate what you've brought to us today, and I hope you do the same with what we've brought to you. But on behalf of all of us here at the Crowded Room podcast, I'd like to say thank you. We're trying our damnedest, and we're going to keep trying to bring you a better product every week.
Hell yeah. We put a lot of work into this that you guys don't see.
With that, we really thank you guys, and we hope you come back next week, 7 p.m., same place, same channel. I'm Alex, and he's Jer.
Have a good one, guys. This is the Crowded Room Podcast. See you next week.
See you later.
Switchblade to a single in the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. There'll be no one alive when the union arrives. And the street lights shine, you know my time's arriving. Out when it's dark cause we midnight vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, never think about dying. Pulls up in the dark and we hang out with the Batman. Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the wolf gang. Switchblade shining, night bright wildin'. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap on my first track. Killing shit cause I've been begging. Suicide on the second, I don't care, just accept it. Knife swipe and get doomed. Switchblade coming soon. Chills down your spine when we holler to the fucking moon. Still shine bright, frostbite, make it eyes one shut now, slice with the right swirl. Blood on my fist like tats on my wrist. Moonshine on the blade, just cruising through the mist. Middle of the midnight, think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. There'll be no one alive when the union arrives. And a little bit of midnight, think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes better go running high. There'll be no one alive when the union arrives. And a little bit of midnight, think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes better go running high. There'll be no one alive when the union arrives.